Listen carefully, my friends. There was a man named Daniel who had a strange morning ritual. Every day before leaving for work, he would stand in front of the bathroom mirror for exactly 30 seconds. It wasn't because he was vain. Something about his reflection simply bothered him. His face looked more tired than it used to. His shoulders seemed different. His clothes didn't fit or sit on his body the same way anymore. One morning, he stared at himself a little longer than usual and asked himself, "When did I start looking like this?" That question stayed with him throughout the day, because Daniel hadn't suddenly changed overnight. There had been no dramatic moment and no single decision that destroyed his appearance. Instead, there had been hundreds of tiny choices. 5 extra minutes on his phone, another late night, another skipped workout, another meal chosen simply because it was convenient, another day spent hunched over a screen, another week of telling himself, "I'll take care of myself later." And that's the problem with certain habits. They don't announce themselves. They don't feel dangerous. They feel normal. But while you're busy living your life, they can slowly change the way you look, move, and carry yourself. The Stoics understood this idea deeply. They believed character is built through repeated actions. And in many ways, your appearance becomes a visible reflection of those repeated choices. So today, we're going to uncover 10 silent habits that may be quietly damaging your appearance. And more importantly, what you can do about them. Because this isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming intentional. 1. Always looking down. Think about the last time you walked through a public place, a coffee shop, airport, grocery store, or busy city street. How many people did you see staring at their phones with their heads down, shoulders rounded, and eyes locked onto a screen? We live in a world where looking down has become almost automatic, and eventually, your body begins adapting to whatever you repeatedly ask it to do. But here's what many people overlook. Your posture affects your entire presence. You could be wearing a great outfit and have a fresh haircut, yet still look tired, uncomfortable, or uncertain if your posture is constantly collapsed. Now imagine the opposite. Someone walks into a room with their head up, shoulders relaxed, back naturally straight, and eyes calm. They aren't trying to impress anyone. They're simply present. And somehow, they immediately appear more confident. That isn't an accident. So start paying attention to yourself. When you walk, look ahead. When someone is speaking to you, give them your attention. When you sit, don't spend hours folding yourself toward a screen. You don't need perfect posture. You simply need to stop practicing poor posture for 10 hours every day. 2. Sacrificing sleep for screen time. Here's a habit almost everyone understands. You tell yourself you'll be in bed by 10:30. Then one video becomes 3. One message turns into 20 minutes. You check social media just one more time. Suddenly, it's midnight. And when morning arrives, your alarm goes off. You hit snooze. You look in the mirror and wonder why you look exhausted. The answer isn't complicated. Your body has been asking for recovery while you've been giving it more stimulation. One late night isn't the real problem. The problem is allowing poor sleep to become your normal routine. Because once exhaustion becomes normal, you stop realizing how much it affects you, your energy, your mood, your facial expression, your motivation to move, even your willingness to take care of yourself. The Stoic approach is simple. Respect what your body requires. You probably don't need another hour of scrolling as much as you need proper rest. Sometimes discipline looks incredibly boring. It looks like putting the phone down, turning off the light, and going to sleep. But boring habits can produce extraordinary results. 3. Eating whatever is convenient. Daniel used to tell himself that he wasn't eating badly. He wasn't eating enormous amounts of food. He simply ate whatever was easiest. Fast food between meetings, snacks while working, takeout whenever he was tired, something sweet late at night. Nothing seemed serious. But then the months passed. His energy dropped. His clothes began fitting differently, and he didn't feel as comfortable in his own body. That's when he realized something important. Small choices don't stay small when you repeat them every day. This doesn't mean you need an extreme diet. It means you need awareness. Before you eat something, occasionally pause and ask yourself, is this helping me feel and perform the way I want to? That simple question creates a small space between impulse and decision. And sometimes, that pause is all you need to make a better choice. The goal isn't punishment. The goal is awareness, because taking care of yourself isn't about becoming obsessed with your appearance. It's about respecting the person you are becoming. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is respect. Your body carries you through every meeting, every relationship, every challenge, and every ordinary Tuesday. Treat it like something worth taking care of. 4. Neglecting the basics. Sometimes people assume that improving their appearance requires expensive products, luxury brands, or complicated routines. It doesn't. A clean haircut, fresh clothes, good personal hygiene, clean nails, fresh breath, a well-maintained beard, basic skincare, clothes that actually fit you properly. None of these things are glamorous, but they make a powerful difference. Because looking well-maintained sends a simple message: I take care of myself. And that message affects how you feel about yourself before it ever affects how other people see you. You don't need designer clothes. You don't need an expensive watch. You don't need to look like a celebrity. Take care of the basics consistently. When the basics are handled, confidence becomes much easier to carry. 5. Constantly worrying about other people's opinions. This habit is difficult to see, but its effects are obvious. Someone walks into a room and immediately starts scanning everyone around them. Do I look okay? Are they judging me? Was that person looking at my clothes? Did I just say something embarrassing? And suddenly, they're no longer experiencing the moment. They're performing for it. That constant self-consciousness creates tension. And tension changes the way you move, speak, and carry yourself. The Stoic answer is simple. Stop trying to control what was never yours to control. You cannot control everyone's opinion. You cannot control whether someone likes the way you look. You cannot control what someone says about you after you leave the room. But you can control whether you respect yourself. And ironically, when you stop desperately chasing approval, you often become much more comfortable and much more attractive. Why? Because you're no longer trying to prove anything. 6. Living with poor posture. Let's make this one personal. Look at yourself right now. Are your shoulders rolled forward? Is your neck reaching toward the screen? Have you been sitting in the same position for hours without moving? If so, you're not alone. Millions of people spend most of their day in positions their bodies were never meant to hold for such long periods. Eventually, that position becomes your default. You stop noticing it. Until one day you see yourself in a photograph and think, why do I look like that? You don't need to become obsessed with perfect posture. Instead, create small resets throughout your day. Stand up, walk around, stretch, adjust your chair. Bring your screen closer to eye level. Relax your shoulders. Change your position. The goal isn't to walk around like a rigid soldier. The goal is to look and feel comfortable in your own body. 7. Stopping movement. For many people, there comes a point in life when movement slowly disappears. School ends. College ends. The first job begins. Then comes another job. More responsibilities. More sitting. And eventually, sitting becomes the default. Drive to work. Sit at work. Drive home. Sit at home. Scroll. Sleep. Repeat. Years can pass like this. You don't need to become a professional athlete. You simply need to keep your body moving. Walk. Lift weights. Stretch. Swim. Cycle. Play a sport. Take the stairs. Do whatever you can realistically maintain. Because movement doesn't just change your body, it changes your energy. And energy is visible. You can often recognize someone who feels alive before they even say a word. So don't wait until you feel motivated. Build a routine instead. Even a simple routine is enough to begin. Because consistency beats intensity when intensity doesn't last. 8. comparing yourself to people online. This may be one of the most damaging habits of modern life. You open your phone and suddenly you're surrounded by people with perfect lighting, perfect angles, perfect clothes, perfect bodies, and seemingly perfect lives. Then you look at yourself, and suddenly, your ordinary Tuesday feels inadequate. But remember something important. You are comparing your real life to a carefully selected moment from someone else's life. That isn't a fair competition. You see their best angle, their best photo, their best outfit, their best day. You rarely see the ordinary moments, insecurities, bad days, failures, or struggles behind the image. And when you constantly compare yourself to an edited version of someone else's reality, you slowly lose appreciation for your own. The Stoic approach is different. Focus on what is within your control. Instead of asking, "Why don't I look like them?" ask, "Am I taking better care of myself than I was yesterday?" That is a comparison worth making. Your goal isn't to become someone else. Your goal is to become a stronger, healthier, more confident version of yourself. And that starts when you stop measuring your worth against someone else's highlight reel. The Stoics would tell you to bring your attention back to what actually belongs to you. Your path, your habits, your progress, your character. Instead of asking, "Why don't I look like him?" ask yourself, "What can I improve about myself?" That's a question you can actually answer. 9. Talking to yourself like an enemy. Imagine a close friend standing in front of a mirror and saying, "I look terrible. I'm getting old. Nothing about me looks good." What would you say to them? You'd probably tell them to stop being so hard on themselves. So why treat yourself differently? Self-improvement doesn't require self-hatred. If something needs to change, work on it. If you're out of shape, start training. If your wardrobe feels outdated, improve it. If your grooming has been neglected, take care of it. But don't turn those things into an attack on who you are. Instead of saying, "I hate the way I am," try saying, "This is where I am right now. What can I do about it?" That is a Stoic question. Not, "Why am I like this?" but, "What is within my control today?" That question gives you something to work with, and more importantly, it moves you forward. 10. Giving up on yourself. Now we reach the habit underneath almost all the others, giving up. It usually doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly. You stop caring about what you wear. You stop exercising. You stop grooming yourself properly. You stay up later. You eat whatever is easiest. You stop paying attention to your posture. And eventually, you stop expecting anything better from yourself. But here's the important part. You can reverse that decision today. Not next month. Not next Monday. Not January 1st. Today. Take a walk. Clean your room. Get a haircut. Prepare yourself a better meal. Go to bed a little earlier. Stand up straight. Put on clothes that make you feel confident and put together. Do one small thing that tells your mind, "I'm taking responsibility for myself again." Because confidence isn't something you simply find. It's something you build. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence. Evidence that you are capable. Evidence that you have discipline. Evidence that you can change. And maybe you're listening to this thinking, "It's too late for me." Maybe you're 25. Maybe you're 40. Maybe you're 60. But listen carefully. Your age is not a reason to abandon yourself. If anything, it's a reason to become more intentional with how you live. You don't need to look 20 again. You need to look like someone who respects the person they've become. There's a huge difference. So tomorrow morning, when you stand in front of the mirror, don't immediately start searching for flaws. Ask yourself something deeper. What habits created the person I see standing here? Because your appearance isn't created in a single day. It's shaped quietly through your sleep, your food, your movement, your posture, your grooming, your thoughts, your discipline, and the way you treat yourself when nobody is watching. Marcus Aurelius understood that a person's life is shaped by repeated choices, not occasional bursts of motivation. And that means you don't have to transform your entire life tonight. You only need to make the next decision a little better. Put the phone down earlier. Stand a little taller. Take the walk. Drink the water. Choose the better meal. Take care of yourself. Stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Speak to yourself with respect, and keep the promises you make to yourself. Because eventually, those small decisions become your habits become your character, and your character becomes visible, not just in your face, but in your eyes, in your posture, in your energy, in your confidence, and in the way you walk into a room. So the next time you look into the mirror, don't ask, "How can I become more attractive?" Ask, "How can I become someone who takes care of himself?" Because when you build that person, your appearance becomes the reflection. And remember, you don't need to impress the world. You simply need to stop neglecting the person you see in the mirror. Start quietly. Start today. And let your actions speak for you.